All right, the lights are back on for most of San Francisco after a massive power outage caused major citywide disruptions on Saturday. Emergency officials say some blackouts were caused by a fire in a PG&E substation. Residents were urged to avoid non-essential travel as traffic lights and even Waymo services went dark. This is one of the several videos shared online appearing to show the driverless vehicle stopped in the middle of a dark intersection. All right, we're 4 days away now from Christmas, and many of us are feeling the pressure from hunting for the perfect gift to traveling over the river and through the woods on crowded plains or packed roadways. The holiday season often brings a lot of stress. Doctor of Internal Medicine Lipi Roy is joining me right now. Dr. Roy, great to see you and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Fredricka, but unfortunately, as you know, the holidays are not a happy time for many.
That's right. And so help people, try to navigate maybe in advance of some of that anxiety that they could be feeling. I mean, what is your best advice, or, what do people need to be looking out for to help people who might feel a lot of anxiety?
Yeah, studies show that substance use related issues like addiction, relapse, or return to use or overdose all increase during the holidays. So why does substance use and addiction increase? Well, it's actually a unique mixture of social, psychological, and environmental stressors that intensify during the holiday season. And we know that stress, we in the addiction field certainly know that stress is a risk factor for substance use and addiction. And some of the stressors, like you already mentioned, financial pressures from gift giving, end of year bills, pressure from travel, like flight delays, traffic, family dynamics can be really complicated and stressful, and loneliness, sadness, and grief when people miss those who are gone. Just as an FYI, this March 16th will be the 3-year anniversary of my own father's passing, and Christmas time was such a joyful time for my dad, for all of us to come together. So it was stressful. I miss my dad, but I'm not alone, Fredricka. So many people are in the same boat, missing others that are gone right now.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. But then, I wondered, then what's your best advice on how people can manage those stressors? Because the things that you just laid out really are inevitable, right? Missing a loved one, or feeling the financial pressure that comes with the holidays. So what is this an issue of what we as individuals need to tell ourselves to help cope, or is it really leaning on our closest friends and family members to help us get through? I mean, how do we do this?
Yeah, it's really a combination of all of the above. But one is to really look out for what those signs are of struggle, of say problematic drinking or substance use. When if you notice people are drinking more or using more or longer than they expected, or if they're using or drinking to cope or to self-medicate their pain, anxiety, or loneliness. When you see these signs, just remind people that help is available. You are not alone. Please ask for help. And the simple things that people can do are like to plan ahead. So if you're, say, hosting a party, offering alcohol-free beverages, as well as healthy food and snacks, because food and snacks help increase absorption of alcohol. And if you know you're going to a party where they're going to be serving alcohol, maybe ask if they can offer non-alcoholic beverages, or be aware of those situations. And also, it's important to seek professional help. Talk to a doctor or a therapist. Telehealth is also helpful during the travel-heavy holiday season. Medications, counseling are available and can really make a difference. It's also important to remind your viewers that 988 is the suicide and crisis lifeline. And last but most certainly not least, what you already hinted at, Fredricka, social support is so key. Talk to people. You talk to people you trust. Ask for help around the house, groceries, running errands, gift buying. Lean on others. Remember, there is no shame in asking for help, Fredricka.
Oh, that is great advice, and really important for people to think about, those who can support them. But then there are a lot of people who feel like they don't have that kind of social support. They feel isolated. What's your recommendation?
Yeah, I know this for a fact. I take care of patients in an opioid treatment program, and people are struggling. But even for those folks, I try to be that cheerleader, that glorified coach, and I say, help is available. Do things, even if you're in your moments of despair, loneliness, try to do things that you enjoy, that bring you joy, whether it be reading, watching TV, movies, or connecting with one person. You don't have to be a social butterfly that socializes with 10 other people. Just find one person that you can connect to. And again, as I said, lean on and utilize the services that are available, confidential phone lines. You don't have to give your name, but just reach out, get help, and find things that bring you joy. Even small things can bring people joy, reduce that stress, and reduce that need to seek out, say, substances or other behaviors that can self-medicate your pain and suffering at that moment. There's other help that's available, Fredricka.
All super and really invaluable advice and tips. Thank you so much, Dr. Lipi Roy. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
All right, coming up next.